Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Saudi Arabia. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Muhammad. Your Excellencies, distinguished and honorable guests from all over the world, on behalf of the SWCC family, welcome to the Kingdom of Innovation and Opportunities, Saudi Arabia. Now we're here all gathered in the beautiful coastal city of Jeddah because it's hosting the IDD conference in its second version. Now, I'm sure that all of you here know for a fact that when it comes to energy, Saudi Arabia is a global giant. And when it comes to water desalination, Saudi Arabia is also a global giant. But what some of you might not know, that during the past few years, when it comes to innovation in any sector available, Saudi Arabia is taking it very seriously. Now, before I start digging into numbers and facts about IDD, we have a very special guest who flew all the way from Oman, our neighboring country in the south. She's a famous artist who manages to deliver a lot of messages by only using one item, sand. Ladies and gents, give it up to Shayma Al-Mghairi. What a great performance, Shayma. Probably next year you should try to draw using water. Let's try to do that. But now, let's get down to business. I'm talking about IDD conference in its second version. And I'm sure that most of you were with us last year in the first version and witnessed the amazing success and impact the conference have made. But what about this year? Well, it's way bigger. How so? Because I'm talking about a conference represented by 60 countries from every single continent in this globe. I'm talking about a conference where governments, academics, and manufacturers integrate together for the same cause with passion. Speaking about passion, I heard His Excellency earlier today speaking with his team, saying to them, and I quote, "Fresh water must be affordable and must be accessible and abundant for all." And that's absolutely right. But how to do so? Well, you're the experts. Obviously, by reducing the cost of water desalination, obviously by introducing renewable and green energy sources, and obviously conferences like this always helps to reach a solution in an innovative way. Now, I can speak about IDD for the whole night, for hours, but I believe that pictures sometimes can speak louder than words. The story of IDD and the following footages.
What's our future vision? Our ambition, boundless as the oceans. We picture a world where everyone enjoys good health and well-being, where hunger is nothing but a distant memory, where clean water is not a luxury, but an accessible right for all. A world that's taking resolute actions to address the climate challenge, powered by sustainable energy sources, ensuring safety and well-being for all creatures, both on land and beneath the water. We picture an economy that grows sustainably, providing opportunities for all to thrive, fostering innovation across all sectors. We firmly believe that the desalination and brine mining industry play pivotal roles in achieving these aspirations, which are integral parts of our nation's vision, Saudi Arabia 2030. We channel our scientific and technological excellence to elevate this industry, believing in the fundamental significance of water across all sectors from agriculture, energy, health, manufacturing, and beyond. We are leveraging innovation to make desalination and brine mining more sustainable. But these aspirations extend beyond our endeavors. Our vision remains unfulfilled without establishing steadfast partnerships, united in pursuing sustainable development. Together, on the Innovation-Driven Desalination Conference 2023, we are questing for boundless possibilities, exploring groundbreaking innovations, connecting with experts and visionary researchers, networking with professionals and industry leaders, sharing insights and innovative keynotes for sustainable water solutions. Together, we dive into innovation, discovering a world of possibilities, realizing our shared vision for a better tomorrow.
Now we have another special event tonight, one that most of you have been waiting for, probably over a year by now. Of course, it's the GPID Award. And to have further details regarding this new award, I'd like to welcome on stage a world leader in the field of water, environment, and climate change sector, Ben Tam. Welcome to the stage, Ben. I'd like also to welcome His Excellency's Deputy for Innovation and Research, Tariq Al-Ghafari. Welcome, Tariq. I leave the stage for you both.
Thank you, Marm. Good evening, Your Excellencies. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely thrilled to be here this evening to be part of this really special event. A celebration of innovation in desalination and technology. It's been something that's been worked upon incredibly hard on a journey of over a year. And I'm proud to be the co-chair of the Global Prize Innovation and Desalination, GPID. Now, as you've had the stage set, we know that we're feeling the impact of climate change everywhere. We're getting places hotter, we're getting places colder, and we're getting water scarcity challenges. And we're also going through an energy transition. We're looking to regenerate our electricity in new ways and our energy, and also store and transport it. And desalination technology is right at the crux of this. Fundamentally, taking salt out of water requires energy, and one of the building blocks to the Desalination Prize is how do we do this more affordably and serve more people globally, just as the quote that His Excellency the Governor said. The GPID was put together to catalyze innovation in desalination, but it's also there to build the ecosystem, to accelerate next-generation desalination technologies and scale them quickly so that the world can benefit from them. But it's only the beginning. It is stage one. I hope to say that in many years from now, in 5 years, that I will still be here on this stage or with some of you in this room to say this was the beginning. This was the start of catalyzing something globally. And you will see from this prize how that has already started. We see this as a region which can offer a lot to the world, and by bringing people together in this way, be a central point on the calendar in the year. But also, I see that one of the key challenges globally is implementation, and you'll see this through the prize. I am fortunate that I get to see many thousands of technologies out there in the world, and the teams that I work with really trying to make and meet some of those global challenges. But the time we have is up against us. We need to shorten the time it takes to take innovation and great ideas of fundamental science and bring them into the commercial world. I believe this prize is something that can do that from its core. But I'll leave you with this as we start to go into the prize, that innovation is not easy. And there's a proverb which came to mind, which is translated from Chinese. And it goes like this: the first person to imagine that crab was edible was either very forward-looking or very hungry. And why do I reflect on that? Well, it's that innovation is challenging. You see things which are hard or things that people have not done, and you have to go after them. And I see there's that ambition here. And the second is that you need drive, you need challenge, you need a reason to do it. And I feel, having been in the region and been supporting this prize, that now is the time in here that this region can do that. From here, with support from SWEC and through support from GPID, that we can help support this global innovation ecosystem. And so today is about this celebration of innovation and technology, and I'm here on the stage with my esteemed colleague, Tarek. I would like to share a video now, which will tell you a bit more about the GPID prize.
The spark of innovation began to find solutions for one of the biggest contemporary challenges, securing fresh water. Water desalination is one of the options available to face this problem. But the field requires more innovation and development for desalination to be the optimal and most efficient solution. GPID invites pioneers from all over the globe to help in building a sustainable world by driving innovation in desalination. The award was launched in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in May and continued until October of the current year, during which the number of applicants reached 105 from 27 countries. In the pursuit of honoring the world's most exceptional innovators, a global and esteemed panel of experts, each boasting a wealth of extensive experience, undertook a thorough assessment to identify excellence based on 3 main criteria. The ambition of the project and its contribution to modern technology. The expected performance of the final product in the market. The impact of the project on each subcategory of the competition branches. This initiative to host the Innovation Award in the field of water desalination is another step towards continuous efforts for economic growth, excellence, and prosperity. To support and enable a new generation of desalination and water treatment technologies, accelerating the advancement of research, technology, and social disciplines related to water, and enabling research institutes, associated sectors, startups, and enterprises to build a better future. GPID aims to create a lasting impact by by providing ongoing support to the winners through an incubator program in Research Institute Otira, allowing it to evolve into a final product that leads us into the future. GPID is set to make a profound impact over the course of the next 3 years, with a commitment to fostering innovation and driving positive change. Today, here in the Kingdom, the hub for innovation, we continue. Rewarding great minds and creative innovators.
So you get a flavor of the ambition of the program there. But also, it's worth now saying about where some of these applications have come from. We know that the team and the panel were put together, went out globally. We went out to 6 continents, we went out all around the world. We found over 105 applications coming forward to us, but that was from a positive outreach, from being part of the global community. And then we had 34 shortlisted overall who are in the room today to help be part of this celebration. Or 31, sorry, from the 27 countries. And you can see this from the graphics here, which just really bring that to life for us. So the impact, I want to move on to the Impact Prize itself and tell you a bit about that. The Impact Prize was designed to ensure around 4 categories, and the prize itself is $50,000 US dollars with $75,000 in pilot support. And again, I'll keep reiterating this. This is the part which is really critical. And so we have the Impact Awards. And these are the 4 categories. We have accessibility, which is based upon greenfield CapEx and brownfield CapEx. We have this important part around going for net zero carbon footprint. And then we have water technical innovation, water consumables and chemicals, and net positivity with new value streams beyond water and environmental impact. And these are some of the shortlisted people here who are in the room today. So shortlisted here, greenfield, there are 4 people in 4 different regions in the world. We have brownfield CapEx, and I'm sorry to go through it slightly again, but here you can see them here and they're in the room. We have energy and decarbonization, again, critical. Consumables and chemicals, and then new value streams beyond water and its environmental impact. It's also this evening around the GPID panel wanted to acknowledge those in the sector who have given above and beyond in contribution. So there'll be special mentions. They will also be invited to the stage later on, and we'll be able to I'll be able to give an overview of why Alejandro Sturinoff and George Brick deserve these special mentions. The prizes, the mention itself was designed for organizations, contribution, individuals, and so that we can here today, again, looking back, that we start to recognize these people. The next part of this is going to be around the grand prize. And we're going to have some participation here from the audience as well, so be alert to this. I'm going to explain that, but then we'll roll the video just after this. I just want to explain that we're going to have 6 presentations in a moment, which will come up one by one. They're going to be 3 minutes long each. And in that, so just to short, so everyone gets a flavor of them. And we know that we've had 12 jurors here as a part of the panel, and they're going to form, as an audience here, you're going to be the 13th. And we are going to have a chance to vote at the very end. So you have a chance to think through this as we go through, but do just be aware of that. I'd like to reiterate that the grand prize overall is for $100,000 US with $150,000 of support. And this one right up now is going to be for an audience participation award, the Public Vote Award. I'd just like to roll the video from here. Tarek.
So thank you, Ben. I think it was great to hear all of these, the participation of those 105 innovators and researchers who came all around the world to basically come for this big medal that we are trying to give away. Me and Ben and 13 other juries were involved in a lot of heavily different research and different applicants that we looked into. And due to that, I would like to save some time for these presentations. And to move forward with the presentations, please, Ben, if you can proceed as well to introduce the presenters, and then we introduce them to the stage so they start the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. They will come up on the screen in just a moment on there. So whilst we wait for those, the presenters are going to come up one by one to present. I'll give the stage to them for that 3 minutes, but I'll be able to do that as soon as the slides come up there to come up to here for the first one. So this is it, the GPID Grand Prize. You're going to hear the pitches. They're going to be fast-paced, but I hope that we'll give appreciation to each one for making the time to be here and travel here to be part of this event with us. The first person I'd like to invite to the stage is Mr. William Janssen from the Netherlands, representative of Nick Hyman. Is that one there? Thank you. Good luck. You just click that one there. You can stand on the platform there.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is William Jensen and I represent the Desalinator. If we see the sun as the source of future energy for desalination, then we first have to start by acknowledging that 70% of the energy that the sun emits comes to us in the form of heat. Only 30% arrives in the form of ultraviolet light that might become electricity. Desalinator proposes to use PVT panels, panels that can harvest both heat and electricity from the sun at the same time. And we propose to store this energy so that a desalination plant can run during the daytime and the nighttime. And it happens that a thermal desalination vessel called an MED needs exactly the same match of energy, thermal and electrical, as the energy that the sun gives us. So now we can ask the question, what does the circular desalination truly mean? It means that we use zero chemicals, that we use no consumables, that we have access to zero liquid discharge, that we have the lowest carbon footprint, and we have the lowest OPEX. And we can go point by point to see how using solar energy directly can give us access to these solutions. Desalinator uses only one chemical, which is a biodegradable additive that is an anti-scaling product. We use no consumables. Desalinator allows zero liquid discharge as a direct a module to our solution. We do not need any pre-treatment, post-treatment, consumables, cartridges, membranes, etc. So we use none of those. We have a carbon footprint of only 2 grams of CO2 per liter of water. And finally, we have the documented, low, proven OPEX of thermal desalination. Now, how do we bring this together for you? We bring 3 novel patents together that allows us to use the energy mix of the sun and insert this energy into our distiller, to use PVT panels to harvest this energy, thermal batteries to store this energy, and giving us the ability to run 24/7 so that we can achieve the lowest levelized cost of water. We use, in combination to that, we use a thermal vapor compressor to allow us to run the MED more efficiently and allow us to ultra concentrate the brine in our MED vessel so that we can bring the brine into the crystallizer and make salt, and even allow you to make refined salt using nanofiltration. Desalinator allows us to reduce the carbon footprint of desalination by 14 times compared to reverse osmosis. We give you access to zero liquid discharge, and we give you water at 1 part per million. And finally, my small print. Each claim made in this presentation can be presented in an academic paper to support the claim. We produce water at a levelized cost of water of $1 or $2 with full zero liquid discharge, and we can provide underlying calculations. We can provide you with a PNID and a heat and mass balance for this system upon request. That was the small print. I thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you vote for us. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Well done. That's the first of our presentations. Thank you, everybody, for listening intently there. I'd next like to bring up to the stage Mohammed Anwar from Egypt.
Thanks a lot. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, good. So my name is Mohammed Anwar, and I'm Business Development Director from Schneider Electric. And the project that we wanted to present to you today and what we are participating with is a project that is a kind of dream that we have in the desalination plant or in this desalination process. And I would say if we are in Saudi Arabia, why not to dream? And I would quote from the very recent event of the National Day of Saudi Arabia, we dream and we achieve. So what we dream about here is to represent the full desalination plant into a dynamic digital plant. And we do that by converting fully the digital assets inside the desalination plants, the physical assets into digital assets, and we build the entire model. But what is challenging here is to make it a kind of dynamic model. And this is where we are investing our R&D resources in building that dynamic model, which will rely on the digital twin that will be built for the desalination plant by combining the different types of data, starting from the first stage of the plant to create the digital twin. So we take from the engineering data, and as well, we take from the operation and maintenance data. And by creating that digital twin, we have a full reach of digital representation for the plant that can be then taken for the dynamic simulation. And the challenge with the dynamic simulation that the desalination plant or desalination process parameters are quickly changes. So we cannot rely on the steady state simulation, and that's why we have to build the dynamic model that will be considering all the changes in the parameters from the assets, from the different process parameter inside the plant. And this is where we will be having one platform that we call the digital twin powered by dynamic simulation that will incorporate all the data with the real-time data and maintenance data, asset data, historical data, and having all these into one digital twin will enable us to apply the machine learning and artificial intelligence to power the dynamic simulation. And based on that, our operators in the desalination plant at the beginning of their operation or at the beginning of their shift, they should be able to know what is the most optimized operational point in each stage of the plant. and that will be happening by the calculation and analytics that will happen inside the dynamic simulation model. Our objective of this project is to increase the operational efficiency inside the desalination plant, reduce the chemical consumption, aggressively reduce the energy consumption inside the desalination plant, and better management of the asset health and the asset life cycle inside the plant. And with that, we are hoping to provide the operator a kind of platform, which will be that dynamic simulation powered digital twin, as a kind of mobile operating system where the operator will be moving between the different elements that he will be using inside his operation. Thanks a lot for your time, and I hope you find that interesting. And thanks a lot again. Thank you.
Fantastic. You can see the breadth of technologies that we have assessed. Next up to the stage will be Ariane Aldat from USA. Green button.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Ariane Aldat. I'm CEO, co-founder and CEO of a company called Active Membranes. And for 2 decades, I've dedicated, myself and my team have dedicated our lives to the cause of sustainable and cost-effective desalination, how we can make more fresh water at a less cost without destroying what is at the heart of the membrane, what is at the heart of a desalination plant, which are the membranes. At the heart of every desalination plant is a membrane. Why a desalination is considered a last resort technology is because these membranes these days are, they cannot protect themselves from the process of scaling and fouling. They are at the mercy of the water that they receive, and as a result, that scale and fouling mitigation is the key driver behind the process design. You have to limit the recovery, you have to use extensive pretreatment, it complicates operations, and fouling and scaling and mitigation, all the way from the intake to the outtake, to the outfall, is considered about 60% of CapEx and 70% of operating expenses of desalination plants in general. So it is safe to assume that without changing this membrane separation phenomena, this limitation of membranes not having any control over this process, you cannot have a meaningful innovation. You cannot have a meaningful paradigm shift in how we design and operate desalination plants. Now imagine a world that where membranes were smart. They could think for themselves, and they could have means to inhibit and control and mitigate scaling and fouling phenomena. Now you don't have to, because we've developed this technology. Our membranes are electrically conducting spiral wound modules that utilize a very low potential, a tunable potential, according to the water quality that the membrane sees in real time, to basically create a scenario where instead of fouling and scaling, we keep all these scalants and foulants within the system, conglomerate it together, and make them get out of the system with the concentrate, and avoiding the scaling and fouling, giving the membrane effectively the power to control its own fate and sit in the driver's seat, as opposed to waiting for upstream processes to do the job for it. The result of this process is higher recovery, up to like 25%. In some cases, we've seen 40%, and you're welcome to come and see my talk later in the conference to see some of the data behind this. Little to no pretreatment, chemical or physical or otherwise, 50% lower footprint, physical and carbon footprint of the plant, 40 to 50% lower plant life cycle cost, and simplified operation. Our goal is to create membranes that can produce more water at a lower cost sustainably. For our industry, these type of membranes would be the analogous of going from digital phones to basically smartphones. That is the impact that we're looking at here. These membranes are available to be tested in any of your plants. They are a spiral wound. They come in any sizes, all the way from 2.5 inches in diameter to 8 inches in diameter. From households all the way to commercial size, we can make any membrane work better. Any process that utilizes the membrane can use these things, so they're fairly scalable. And at the end of it, more water at a lower cost, more fresh water at a lower cost. This is the problem we're also trying to solve here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aryan. Next to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, and Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, is Syed Sahar from the USA. This one here, green. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Syed Shah. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Aqua Membranes, and I am truly honored to present to the Excellency and all the honorable members here the truly disruptive technology that Aqua Membrane has developed. As you know, in desalination, RO membrane requires a lot of energy, and as the Excellency said, that we need to create fresh water at a very low cost. What Aqua Membrane's done is, after years of innovation, we looked at the structure of RO membranes and decided that the feed mesh, the feed spacer mesh, is one of the major culprits of fouling and energy consumption. So we took a photopolymer acrylic 3D spacer technology where we print directly on the RO membrane itself, eliminating the feed spacer. And what that basically does is boosts the energy consumptions and reduces fouling by over 400%. So imagine in a desalination plant with all the RO membranes, cartridges that you have, that you are able to basically reduce the replacement cost and reduce the energy consumption. It is a truly remarkable, disruptive technology that we believe is going to take over the entire globe where RO elements are manufactured. And we're excited to work with all of you to implement that.
So everyone can hear. I just don't want anyone to miss your presentation.
Sorry about that. So what does that mean for energy and consumption? So when we looked at just looking at the private companies that are involved in desalination, as everybody here knows, billions and billions of gallons of water are used. And just by eliminating the feed spacer using our technology, which can be licensed across the globe, and we can also provide the manufactured products, it can result in millions of kilowatt hours of savings. Low fouling, low waste, all of the areas in green technology that I know Saudi Arabia and the companies are leaders in, our technology will play an immense part in that. And I'm really excited to have presented this to everybody, and thank you very much for your time.
Fantastic. So we're nearly through the presentations, but here we go. Hani Saeed from USA. Please, a round of applause. Stand near the mic.
As you can see, I'm not Hani Saeed, but I'm going to speak on behalf of Hani Saeed. So, Your Excellency, esteemed guests, and fellow desalters. My name is Paul Chules, and I'm going to be representing Hani Saeed and the mega vessel. I'm going to talk to you about that. So, it's a very simple concept. This is a 25-inch diameter pressure vessel, and in that pressure vessel, you have 7 elements, 1 in the center and 6 around the circumference. And you then have 7 long. So you have a total of 49 conventional 8-inch membranes in these pressure vessels. This is a pressure vessel that's been built and is being shipped for a pilot application. So I'm going to talk about 3 key things here. One is the CapEx, one is the OpEx, and then the future. And to touch on the future first. So 2 of the presentations you've already heard have been on membranes and advancements of membranes. Those advancements can be incorporated into this pressure vessel because it takes a standard 8-inch membrane. To get to the CapEx, I apologize, I'm going to go back. No, that's forward. Well, I'm going to talk about the CapEx. So the physical size of this pressure vessel, if you think you're now incorporating 7 membrane pressure vessels into a single element. So you could reduce your footprint for as much as 30%. In addition to that, you now have less high-pressure welds, you have less hydraulic couplings, mechanical couplings, piping, and physical footprint. All of that relates to a CO2 reduction in the overall plant. That also means that is a 20 to 30% reduction in the cost of building the specific RO island. So that has a significant impact on the CapEx. On the OpEx, as you can see from this slide here at the top, what we're doing is because you have this 25-inch diameter pressure vessel, you have a space between all of these membranes. These membranes are all in a sleeve with slots so that you can now push water through these pressure vessels and have water go into individual membranes as you proceed down the process. So what that means is you're now reducing the flux. So as you can see in this chart, traditional 8-inch membranes have a high flux at the beginning and low flux, or very high flux at the, low flux at the end, very low capacity. You can now balance this out with the mega vessel and allow that graph to reduce and be much flatter. So you get a well-balanced flux at the front and at the back. And what that does is reduces the fouling potential at the front and the scaling potential at the back. That also, because you now have got water moving in there and not all the pressure at the front, you're going to have an energy savings. So now on the OpEx side, you've got an energy reduction, power consumption reduction. You've also got less fouling and less scaling, which means less cleaning, which means a longer membrane life. So we had a significant reduction in the CapEx. We have a significant reduction in the OpEx. And as we talked about in the future, we can accept any standard 8-inch membrane or any adaptation to a standard 8-inch membrane. This just depicts the process and how it works and how you flow water through the process. So just to confirm, reduced lead element flux, reduced membrane fouling potential, cleaning frequency, which relates to a longer life, reduced operating pressure drop, carbon footprint, and a significant CapEx reduction. So that's the mega vessel. I ask you to please consider us when you vote. This device is available and will be tested and proven very, very soon, and we look forward to the results. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us and standing in as well. Then we're coming to our final presentation by Quantum Way from USA. Green button, that one goes back.
Good evening, everyone. At Harmony Desalting, we treat water in batches to reach the lowest possible energy consumption. Now, why batch desalting? In a sense, this is the simplest way of performing desalination. We're pushing salty water against a membrane, fresh water passes through. You can see here. But all of the largest plants today, they all use continuous RO. It's worked very well for us over the past 50 years or so. Why should we do this? Well, we've hit a wall with continuous RO in terms of energy consumption, roughly 2 kilowatt hours per meter cubed. If we're going to get any better than that, if we're going to strive for 1.5 kilowatt hours per meter cubed, I think it's got to be a batch process. The reason? With the continuous RO process, conventional RO, the front of the system's massively overpressurized. One way of tackling this problem is with a two-stage RO process, but that costs money, requires additional equipment. What we do is we track the osmotic pressure thermodynamically. This is the best possible way to perform desalination with low energy without ruining the membranes. Now, this all sounds good in theory. We've taken it to practice. So 2 years ago, we were in the lab at MIT. Over the past couple years, we performed 2 field pilots, 1 year of field piloting in Arizona, desalinating brine from a brackish water RO plant, no mineral scaling, no anti-scalant dosage, and we did that for a whole year. And just last month, we took our system up to Canada to perform direct potable reuse, drinking water directly purified from a mixture of black water and gray water. And this process scales. So I showed you the conceptual idea, but what we do is we use spiral wound membrane elements, the same commercial ones. We could use these membrane innovations that we've seen earlier today. That stirrer, which keeps things well mixed, we replace with a circulation pump. What we add is some actuated valves and a bladder vessel and a water tank. So we see this working out in the largest desalination plants in the world. The name of the game is lowering the cost of desalination, but how do we get there? Well, first of all, energy efficiency. With today's available equipment, I believe we can achieve 1.8 kilowatt hours per meter cubed for 50% recovery of seawater, and with more permeable membranes, we can certainly go below that. But there's more energy to be saved in applications beyond seawater, treating high salinity brines like in produced water treatment, brine mining, and other industrial use cases. Secondly, increased intensity. We can use this process to get more water out of the membranes that we're using today. This is particularly important for renewable power desalination. I would rather spend a bit more money on solar panels and energy than sinking it into batteries and inverters. Way too expensive. And finally, we can be more water-wise. By increasing the water recovery of desalination plants, we can reduce the size of these massive intake and outfall structures, which can cost $100 million. Reducing this cost of these structures can reduce the cost of water, and we reduce pre-treatment capacity as well. So batch RO is the tool that we've been working on developing over the past decade or so. How we use it is up to you. Thank you.
Well done. So that brings to an end the 6 presentations that we have had. I think you'll agree that there are a good breadth there of things which are digital but also physical. And it's very hard to select those, but you'll see that there are worthy 6 here for your consideration. And I'd like to invite Engineer Tarek to the stage.
Thank you, Ben. Your Excellencies, distinguished guest, this plan has been gone for 1 year. And maybe as you have seen displayed is basically the 6 participants who took all the efforts and time to participate in such a prize. And in this prize, we would like to engage you as it's part of our governance throughout. So please, people who have presented, come to the stage and let's give them applause. Meanwhile, once they come, some of you have been handed an iPad to vote for the 6 of the participants who were engaged heavily, and they were selected from the juries throughout this process. So people who don't, please, you have the barcode as shown in here. So take your time to vote. We have 1 minute to vote for the winner. Time starts. Thank you.
Gentlemen, you move across. See this white line? It'd be great if you stand there.
Who do you think is going to win, Ben? I'm sure they
Well,
all deserve it, by the way.
They all do deserve it, and it's been a great journey to get to this point here. I can't actually call it. I think this is the exciting bit, that we're able to engage the audience to get this extra vote.
True.
I think that's going to be the part. I'm excited to see it.
And also Tariq has been waiting for this moment since quite a while now, huh?
Yeah, I think this moment is very crucial because those 6 were the shortlisted from the 105 people who have applied. And of course, they've fulfilled all the applications. Applications are not easy to fill. They are heavily investigated to make sure that we are receiving the right innovations or the right researchers.
And I mean, having all these global experts next to each other, that's quite an honor to have them here in Jeddah. And I believe they do deserve one other round of applause. They really do.
Here we go.
Okay, a minute is up, and I think it is time today to show what the audience think should be the winner out of the 6 people who were presented. We'll give the time for the back-end people to do the analysis and show it up front for your vote and what you think, and then we will take this vote and take it with our votes into considerations to actually say who is the actual winner for the GPID. But now I would like to leave the floor to see who is the winner or who the audience think is the winner.
Oh, this tension is amazing, isn't it, to try and build this up to this point here. So thanks everyone for voting. I think they're still collecting a couple at the front there, but it will come up on the screen fairly shortly.
I can see the suspense, though, happening right that side of the stage, right?
I think this all can also prove that we are doing this live with the technology and we haven't preordained this in any way, so your votes do really count.
Tariq, you and your team have been working over a year for this prize.
I think the involvement of not only the team, but it's also worldwide juries. We have more than 12 juries who were involved in this, and they were selected very carefully to be part of this journey to make sure that we are selecting the right person for the next step. And the next step will carry a piloting scale that will be held at Watira, the research arm of SWCC.
Very good.
Moments of suspense, but in just a few, we will all be aware of the winner by voting. We have other prizes tonight, I believe, right, Ben?
We do. So whilst the technology is working for us, we do have some more prizes, and they're going to be upcoming. We spoke about the Impact Prize, so we had the 4 categories there. And fairly soon after this, we'll be inviting them up onto the stage as well, so we can start through that award part. But also the special mentions. So there's going to be 2 of those coming up in just a moment as well. We're going to be able to put them up on stage alongside it. And you'll also get to meet our fantastic jurors and judges who will be stood here as well, who have spent a lot of time deliberating over this and putting their considerable expertise and knowledge behind this prize.
And meanwhile, maybe we give the technology its time to finalize. I would like also to welcome the people who have participated and have seen their pictures on the impacted prize. So let's give them applause and invite them to the stage as well. Thank you.
Yeah. That's all of these guys here, right? Let's get them up.
And also, we don't forget the special mention prize. Please, if you have seen your picture as well, come to the stage so you will be directed by our colleague Ben.
Hey, George.
We still have the last chance for you folks to vote for your favorite presentation using this QR code. So I think we're going to have an additional 30 seconds before announcing the winner.
So as we all know, these are the people who have been selected or short selected for the 3 main prizes we have put. The first prize is the grand prize, which we have 6 people up front in here, and then we have the participation for the impacted prize, and they are with us today in here, and the special mention prize today. Please, also I would like to invite the juries today who were part of this journey to come to the stage and give them applause.
Ben, I can see your picture among the juries. What's your role exactly in the GPID award as a jury?
I was honored to be the co-chair of the prize, so asked to help bring the panel together, to help through the sifting and sorting process, which needs a proper high-level governance to be put onto it. This is an international prize on that side. My colleagues here on the panel were here to help then bring their judgment and expertise in the ranking and scoring.
And you're talking about 11 of the world's best experts in the field, so that's something.
I'm sure we'll embarrass them all by saying this, but this is true. This is the esteemed, there's some really esteemed people in the sector, a balanced group from globally as well, which we thought was very important. And also they helped harness their networks on that side to make sure that we are reaching into that second level of types of technologies out there, because otherwise we wouldn't get the best coming forward.
That's true, and you remind me, this is what I've said at the opening ceremony when I said Saudi Arabia in the last few years, when it comes to innovation in any sector, we take it really seriously, man.
I can see that for real in action.
And meanwhile, we have now almost all the participants who were involved in such an event, but we will never forget the people who took this journey forward and has helped us a lot in this initiative with SWCC to bring all the people all around the globe to help in the innovation and the research of the desalination industry. So I would like to invite the people, the sponsors who were involved heavily in this. Let's give them a clap. They have been participating in this and part of this journey.
Tariq, a lot of experts are involved in the GPID. What's the story behind it? Why so many?
I think the reason is to make it fair for everyone and to make the involvement of everyone within this is very crucial. To make it very transparent and very honest, and that's part of our journey. And this journey is just the beginning, and we will move it forward to the upcoming next time. Please, again, I would like to invite the sponsors who were part of this journey.
Those are the sponsors that made the dream come true and happens in reality. And I'm personally proud that they are all national companies who invested a lot in this to make it happen, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so if we have the data available from the voting system, please let's display it. To show who is the winner from the first 6 participants who are part of this journey. Then we will move to the impact price until the data has been tendering and still looking into who is the winner. The process is not as easy as people think. There is a lot of governance behind it. So going into the system, I think it's taking the people time. Meanwhile, we will announce the impact price winners who have been participating in their categories up front. So again, those are the people who have been involved heavily in the impact price, which is part of our story today. And from them, we would like to announce the first category we have, which is accessibility. And their subcategory is Green Field CapEx. The winner is, Hassan Said. Said, thank you. It was an honor, be careful. Thank you, go back to you. And then we have the people who will give them the trophy. Hassan Said. Thank you, Hassan. And then we will announce our second winner from the accessibility group, which is Aryan Adelaide. And then we will go to our next category, and we will announce the winner for it is from the energy decarbonization, Aati Khatir.
Not here.
And then to the next category, which is water and technical innovations, Quantum We.
Many congratulations, great presentation, congratulations.
And then for the net positivity, we have Alberto Fogoli. Atiya is here, so please take your prize and come there. Thank you.
Congratulations, well done. Congratulations.
And last but not least, we have the environmental impact, William Jensen.
the other side. Stand the other side. Let's just stand here for a photo. Yeah.
Now we will move to the next category, which is basically the special mention category, which will be focusing on the two winners. What is the special mention category? It's basically for people who have invested their time to be part of this journey and take it all the way through the end by being public about it and being heavily involved. Thus, I would like to consider both of the winners, Alejandro and Hussein Saeed, to be prized. Thank you.
Come with me. The middle. George. Congratulations. You know, for you, the special mention here, just for a moment as we go through these, this is that contribution to water on that side, for what you have done as an entrepreneur and inspiring people on that side.
Thank you, Ben.
And for you, Alejandro, as well, for the water positivity work which has been done, for the innovative idea around water trading, as I and the organization represent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ben. And of course, we'll never forget our sponsors who took all this ahead and has helped us throughout this journey. We'll have our people coming to you to give you your participation recognition for that. Thank you. A big applause for all of them, please.
Take them down. Go.
I mean, don't you love sponsors? They spend money, they make stuff happen, they get recognized, and we all really appreciate you. And hopefully you're going to stay with us for the coming years and the coming events as well.
It's heavy. Ah, so heavy. It's the we've just given. There you go, sir. Congratulations. Well, thank you for your sponsorship. It's so heavy, so heavy. Those are the heaviest prizes of the night, for sure. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you. I know it's very heavy, but we made sure that it's worth what you have done throughout. And please feel free to put it in the ground, if so, to carry out this. And now maybe we can move forward even further to consider the actual mega prize that we're looking into. And the prize is for the global or the grand prize, which we have the official prize for it. But for that, because we do consider your votes and account it into our calculations and governance, so we will wait for the drone from the back end to send us the winners 1 through 6. So please send the drones to us so we can announce the winner.
Yeah, all the way down to Ben.
Here we go.
Yeah.
No, you keep it with you, Ben. This is very secretive.
The number 1.
You will say, now we will start the announcement from 6 all the way to the first winner. So I will leave the floor to you to tell who would be the winner for the day.
Sure. So number 6 first, right? So, as you can see, this dramatic event that we come to this culmination here, I've never been given something by drone before, but we're right at the end, everybody here. So please, just this last final part, and I just want to make sure that everyone here gets the recognition that they deserve. So at number 6, we have Mohammed Anwar from Egypt, Schneider Electric. Number 5, we have Haney Saeed from USA from Mega Vessels Water Inc. and the representatives here. Number 4, we have Nick Heineman and Willem Janssen from the Netherlands and Desalinator. Number 3, we have Quantum Way with Harmony Desalting, who's been recognized today.
Okay, and now we are left with only 2 to be announced. And maybe before we hand on the announcement, I think the public judgment has been finalized. So please display the winner for the public judgment before we announce the 2 winners.
Grand prize.
Display the public winners.
Saeed.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Please stand in here. And I think, is this the first winner that we received or the public winner, Ben? You have the paper.
So actually, this is the overall grand prize winner.
This is then the overall prize winner. I would like to invite Their Excellency to come on the stage to please give the actual prize to them, please. And give them a round of applause.
He's going to give you the prize now. Thank you so much. Stand there.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your participations. Thank you, Your Excellencies, for all your time. And congratulations. Please, let's take it forward to the next step where we pilot this and make our dream to reality. And let's carry out the Global Innovation Driven in Desalination Prize for the next year. Thank you. Okay, we have reached to the end of this, and I would like to thank all of you today for being here and being part of this journey. And please enjoy the exhibition that we have in here. And thank you so much for your time.
Good evening, everyone. Congrats. Sorry, that was fun.